Welcome back. I'm Jeremiah, your host here at Handloader TV, and today, in this episode, we'll be covering the Hornady Precision Measurement Station. This will be part of a continuing ongoing series we have, putting some gear we use and test here on the channel. So, let's dive right in and overview this station. It has a very nice heavy base here with adjustable rubber feet here so you can level it. It has a dial indicator here which is accurate to 0.005 of an inch, pretty precise. And as you can see, it has a wide array of accessories, headspace bushings and bullet comparators. So let's go ahead and show you some of the measurements that you can take on this. We'll go ahead and start with concentricity. So I got my 28 nozzler hand load right here with a burger bullet. And we'll go ahead and run this onto the dial. The cartridge is rolled on precision ball bearings here, and this is all adjustable, so we've got it already preset for our 28 nozzler. Here we've got 0, that's 1/1000th, because each mark on this dial is 0.005 of an inch. And it looks to me like we have about 2.5 thousandths of run out on this particular cartridge. Not too bad. And here I've got my other 28 nozzler. It's a pretty quick and simple process to run through a few cartridges. And this one looks to be about 0.005 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. And if you wanted to change it to, say, a different cartridge like this 6.5 PRC, what I do is I will loosen up this thumb screw back here, and you simply slide this over on the track, and then you can lock it in. We'll go ahead and loosen this guy right here. Kind of re-zero our dial indicator. And it looks to me like we have about 1.5 thousandths, maybe a little bit more, run out on this particular cartridge. So there's quite a few other measurements that you can take with this station, and it requires some switching of some tools. So let's go ahead and show you the next measurement. So we've gone ahead and rotated the base here to give you guys a little bit better view. I have rotated the dial indicator on the center post. I've replaced this attachment here for the flat attachment here. And I like how it stores right in the top of the unit right here, so you don't lose these little pieces. Pretty convenient. I've got my 264 bushing, or 264 bullet comparator installed here, locked down with this Allen screw. And here's a Hornady ELDX bullet. Now, the primary purpose of this station is to compare and sort components. So what I like to do with this particular measurement is take a couple of taps on this bullet and ensure it is seated fully. And then I will zero my indicator. I will take the bullet out, put the same bullet back in, give it a couple of taps, and now I know I'm going to get consistent results every time. You want to make sure that bullet is seated fully in there. From here you can go ahead and sort all your bullets by ogive. You can even do this with loaded cartridges. Here's a 6.5 PRC round. I'm going to raise this guy up just a touch, maybe a touch more. Take a couple of taps and lock it in place. There we go. And now I can sort my loaded cartridges. You can also use this to take measurements if desired. However, I think that's a little tedious for measurements and I prefer other methods, which we'll talk about at the end of this video. The next measurement that this station is capable of performing is headspace comparators. So I've installed the correct headspace comparator bushing into the station. And you're going to want to make sure that these guys are fully seated. Give it a good press. It's kind of a press fit, and you don't want those moving around on you. So I've got the correct bushing installed for 6.5 PRC. I'm going to take the loaded cartridge here, insert it in here, and I like to kind of push down on these and make sure that they're fully seated into that bushing, that comparator. And then from here, it is just a matter of sorting through your loaded cartridges. You can also use this to compare once fired or brand new brass. And one thing to note when taking these measurements is primer seating depth. If that primer is above flush, it will greatly affect your measurement. So you want to make sure that you have that just right. Looking pretty good here. So there you have it. Pretty simple. This station is capable of taking a lot of different measurements. So in wrapping things up, I want to run through a few of them briefly. So you can use this in the designated flat area here to sort and compare your case length. That's a pretty quick way. You're not fiddling with calipers, opening them up and closing them all the time. You can just simply place your case on there and run through them pretty quickly. Another more tricky measurement you can take using this station and the flat area is case mouth squareness. So what you'll do is you will take your case, put it on the flat area, and I recommend doing this with an unprimed case. The primer it has a tendency to throw the measurement off. And if you do have a primer, make sure it's seated in there below flush. And this case mouth is really wonky for demonstration purposes. And you can see this gauge picks up on all that. This is a rather challenging measurement to take, but with some practice you can get pretty good at it. You can also use this to sort and compare bullet diameter. And notice this is the flat area. Wherever I place this bullet, it doesn't want to roll. Unless I've left some momentum in it. So we'll go ahead and place that right there. And then you can quickly sort and compare your bullet diameter. So in conclusion, and all in all, I really like this gauge. I think it's awesome. I think it's great if you're going to be sorting and comparing. When it comes to measuring, I think there are some better options out there. And I'm a big fan of these guys right here. This is the Hornady comparator kit. This is what holds all your inserts. And the awesome thing about this is all these headspace bushings fit no problem. All these bullet comparators will fit no problem. And then all you have to do is attach this guy onto your set of calipers and you're good to go. So if you're going to be taking precision measurements and actually measuring, I think this is a better option. And it's a cheap addition to this kit. But when it comes to sorting your components, bullets, brass, whatever it may be, checking concentricity, I think this station's a pretty hard thing to beat. So we hope you liked this video, we hope you learned something, and you can see for yourself now if this is something you should consider adding to your bench. I want to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you like this kind of stuff. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And we'll catch you in the next episode.